Hi Pisces. It's hot, but you can't hear me with the air on, so it's hot and it's hot. Virgo season. I'm doing readings. I'm doing a different format. I'm going to do the compass reading. It's something that I very much enjoy doing, and there are 5 different sections. First card will be the body, the second card will be the mind, and the third will be the heart, fourth the spirit, and then the center focus is the compass. Keep dropping cards, hold on. 2 of Wands. Some of you are in deep thought, contemplating what your place is in the world, or where you want your place to be, or how you want it to be. Being a lot more, like, there's a emphasis on being thoughtful this month. Not that you're not a thoughtful person. It's just where you're putting your thoughts. You know, you could be a thoughtful person and think in a certain way, but then, you know, completely neglect another thing that needs your attention and your thought more, and to process through your thoughts more, to change, to accept, to maybe see a different perspective. And it seems as though Leo season kind of gave that to you, whether you wanted it to or not. There's a part of you that knows how capable you are, but there's something about, so the Queen of Wands right here is facing away from the 2 of Wands. We're gonna actually show all of these. And she is looking more towards the King of Swords. So what Virgo season is basically saying to you, or directing you towards, is to, whenever you find yourself trying to have a lot more control over something than you have, it's time to look in the other direction. Not to ignore that, but because it might have, you might, if you, just because you're close to something, and this is what Virgo season can make people do, and that's why people can get exhausted, is because Virgos, whether you know it or not, pay so close attention to detail. And so for you, as the sign that's more very expansive, very broad, when you're in Virgo season, it is a part of your nature that you can go into one thing and think about it for one thing for such a long time, you don't realize that you're very much in that detail-oriented place. So what the placements in that are moving into Libra this month can help you do is, whether it's to communicate those things with yourself or with someone. There might be, it's not necessarily you'll get a solution right away, it's just that something, either action needs to be taken after the thought, or the action is the conversation. But it's not until you come to this place where your body, it's like your body is also absorbing it. Your mind wants to look the other way. Your body's like, I need you to pay attention to this. So this is like taking that on, putting it in the different sections that they're in. And your heart needs you to be disciplined about something. There's something that you've been stubborn about, and it's been possibly even exactly what you've been so close to, but you can't actually see it because you're too close to it. Like what I was saying before, you're so close to the thing, whether it's a person or a situation, that the full moon in Aquarius kind of exacerbated that instead of helping define it, because Aquarians, it can become confusion, muddled, cloudy if you're not allowing yourself to take a step back. So like you see the lamp in the foreground, so if the lamp the lamp shining behind me, that, say the lamp is your problem, or that situation or the person or whatever it is, it's being able to see it from a perspective that's not so attached to you. And that's what the King of Swords is saying, is like there's something that you're becoming, or someone that you're learning to become, or something, that a habit that you're always find yourself in sometimes and you don't realize, but it's something that's perpetuated for a while. And in spirit's like, oh, you're in luck because of what's happening right now. This month will naturally guide you out of that, or like not out of it, but guide you to the recognition that it needs, even like the reconciliation that you may need. So I'm going to use these three for the center. Because whether you know it or not, you've been exhausted because you haven't allowed yourself to surrender to the notion that whatever hasn't worked out, or whatever hasn't, whatever hasn't worked out, or what you haven't acted upon within yourself first, because you have to decide first. So some people sometimes there can be impulse decisions where you decide and do it right away. But some things, again, you're being more thoughtful about right now, especially in terms of how you want to continue to present yourself in different situations that you may find yourself in, especially this season, because it's all coming back to your energy level. This is the season that opposes you. So you're going to feel it, and may even feel that that sharpness that you bring into the water that Virgo brings into the earth. And it's a little more fine. So 5 of Wands, King of Wands, Ace of Cups, is that when you confront, or when you finally are able to confront, so it's just like this awareness journey almost. So like when you finally get to that place, the feeling, or even being asked to step towards more, and what Virgo season is bringing you towards and reminding you of, is that in this season you have the capability to heal a lot of what's come up for the past year. So the Wheel of Fortune, this cycle since last year. And now Virgo season kind of is just like, hey, I'm here to nurture you. I'm here to give you what you need. Yeah, this may not be what you want to hear. It may feel like you're going around and around again, but we're getting closer because you're closer. And now the funny, the ironic thing about that is now you have to take a step back. Now you have to take a step back and see it for what it is, and then accept, even though it hurts or it feels some type of way. You may realize, for most of you, or for some of you out there who understand this, or are in that farther part of your awareness journey, so to speak, in terms of you going towards your life more and walking towards yourself more. What I mean by that is walking towards your purpose, whatever it is that you're here for, and whatever it is that you're watching this reading for. This person or this situation, even this old habit, it could be just even from be a father figure, or a King of Swords, or someone who made a major impact on your life, which then it's like our hearts take a picture. When we feel something deeply, instead of it being a mental thing, an image, there's a feeling that gets imprinted. And you're now able to sit back and see that feeling for what it is, and not just experience the feeling. So you're experiencing it, but then you're like watching a movie of it. For some of you, you may not be so visual, so it might be like you're feeling disconnected from the feeling, but you may be seeing it in other people around you. Or you may be watching something that you connect with, and you're like, oh. So with that being said, go with your intuition if you feel like you want to watch something out of the ordinary, or rewatch something. I do that sometimes where I'm like, why do I feel like I need to watch this? Oh, I get it. There's something in there that I just connect with, and I needed to hear that, and I needed to hear that from something so separate from myself. So that also correlates, is like, these people may exemplify, like an actor or something, or an artist with music may exemplify or be experiencing the same thing that you are, yet it's so separate from you because you don't know them, but you feel like you know them, right? And that full circle moment for you is going to, in your spirit or your higher, like the universe, whatever, is going to then give you plenty of opportunities to then roll it out, and to let it be rolled out, and to engage with it and come face to face with it, because that is when the release and the surrender happened for you this month. And from there, you walk forward, bottom of the deck. We'll get more into the and extended. I clarify more of this, get more into the body section, the mind, the heart, spirit, the compass, how they connect, and what you then have to offer, and to whom also wants to offer you something. We'll see. Stay tuned. Okay, all information to work with me one-on-one is below. This is the first part. We'll get into the second part where we look at the cards for those of you who like to learn. It's a beautiful way to learn. It's how it helped me learn to read for people even more. And over time you see things different. So you might see things too in this that I didn't see. So you might interpret something for yourself, especially if it's more personal, and that's the beauty about it. So I know that helps me so much. So for those of you who love that, the second part comes up. All information to work with me one-on-one is below. Payment, donation link is below. Thank you for all of your support. The Virgo readings have been probably my favorite this year. They're just so clear. I love you, Pisces. There's a full circle moment for some of you out there, and I'm really excited for it for you. And I'll see you next month. Hi, Pisces. Okay, so it's my favorite word, I guess. What I want, or what Virgo season wants, is for you to commit to, I know it sounds crazy, but to commit to the fight, to commit to like whatever is frustrating you or causing you to be triggered or causing you to be frustrated or or is hitting this stubbornness within you, hitting this habit within you. Because your body's looking for another direction. So what do I mean by that? Our body naturally will start to, our body to me is the most intuitive part of us. And so naturally it will start to want to flee or go in a different direction, or your mind wants to escape from it because there's something really something that needs to be brought to your attention, to your awareness. In Leo season, if Leo season didn't make that clear coming into Virgo season, it's very clear for you, because Virgo season, especially being your opposite, is a good time for you to be more passive. I know I said to confront, but it is to confront, but to be passive and to be unbothered by anything that is not helping, or anything that is not adding to or aiding to what it is that you're focusing on right now, what has been brought to your attention. And for a lot of you, it's this part of needing to let go of a certain amount of control, because that's the that thing that's the link to everything else, and that's the link to your freedom and to this fortune, and the wheel of fortune rolling out even more. Because when we're in this space where something has to change and it doesn't feel so good in the moment or for the time being, or it hasn't felt good for a little while, we don't realize that that's actually really important. It's important to engage with those feelings. I don't mean stay stuck there. That's different. Engaging with the feelings is allowing yourself to experience the frustration, the hurt, which is something that you're not opposed to. It's something that you normally a Pisces is okay with, but for some reason this one is a little more salty for you. So you're feeling the salt this month in terms of needing, because it's about you stepping into different shoes. It's about you finding that connection between the masculine and feminine side of yourself that creates this overflowing of abundance, realizing that everything you have is within you. And then that all of that which you've gone through and all that which has been under your control for a certain amount of time and what you need to surrender to is for your benefit. It's for a greater benefit for your emotional capabilities, but also if it hasn't already happened, or throughout the course of the month, you may have different people coming up offering you things, whether it's love or opportunities, and you want to be able to be very honest and clear with yourself when you respond. So, and communication can be very easy this month. Even if it feels hard internally, it actually can be very easy for you. It's just allowing yourself not to, don't respond too quickly. And that's for you. It's about, you can make the decision in the moment, but acting upon it, again, taking that step back, taking that view, like being on top of a building. There's this picture I'm going to post after I post the clip for the beginning of your reading. Is like, there's this chick, it's like a really sexy picture too. It's this chick sitting topless on the top of a mountain on like a ledge, on top of a building on a ledge and smoking. And it's like she's just taking in everything. It's very Aquarian, but for you right now, I just feel that strongly of like being able to sit and look at everything and look at it for what it is, and not have that sense of, again, that attachment. It's allowing yourself to let go of attachment where it's just not serving you anymore. And I know that can be harsh, especially when it's an internal thing. I totally get it. It's just you needing to get this clear about it and this close to it, just to take a step back to say, oh, I got to cut that off. Because what comes from it is really good, and it's this release that you've been waiting for. For some of you, it's an emotional release. And we'll get more into the extended with that, because the Queen of Pentacles is really important. By the end of this month, for some of you, if you allow this and engage with this process to its fullest, but also giving yourself that time for space. So I don't feel like if you're single, you might meet someone towards the end of the month, I'm seeing here. But if you're with someone, you might need to ask for space this month. And it's for your own good. Just ask that might be what you need and what life is guiding you towards. And some of you may need to have a hard conversation with someone, a very vulnerable conversation with someone. And vulnerable in the sense of like, I don't always mean that's a sad thing. Vulnerability is being just very open with where you're at. Because it was different than it was a month ago. For a lot of you, this is a big change this month. So allowing yourself the opportunity to be a little prepared for it, even though how could you ever prepare for something like this? It's just a release, And by the time we get to your new moon, your full moon at the end of the month going into Libra season, I do get the sense that a lot of you will be very, have an overwhelming sense of gratitude. All right, Pisces, we'll get into the extended reading, which will be on the Patreon link below. Personal reading links are below. All the links are below. And I will see you next month.